Hello friends, and welcome to my cave. How do you survive when the whole world is one big cave? There is no sunlight, no peaceful mobs from the depths to the top of the world, just caves. And I'm stuck here for 100 days in this huge Minecraft world on hardcore difficulty. And if I die, my survival is over. I will have 100 days to survive here and build the most luxurious underground kingdom in the world. I will build the biggest railroad, tree farm, and since food is scarce underground, I will make a farm. Enjoy the game, everyone. So far, the only alternative to regular food is glowing berries, so I started collecting them. With food, I will have a lot of problems, and for a very long time. Then I started mining wood and other resources to create iron armor as soon as possible. Otherwise, I will just die from the first group of monsters. The most important task for the first 10 days is to figure out a way to feed myself and not starve to death underground where there is absolutely no food and only swarming monsters that want to kill me. I found diamonds, but the creeper won't let me take them. Plus, I need an iron pickaxe. And there's no iron or stone here, so I'll go up a bit higher to a height of 50 or so. There will be more resources there to start surviving, and then I'll go back to my height. I'm going to make iron armor and sword very quickly, otherwise the monsters will just not let me move around the cave and get resources, and I'll end up starving to death. Also, I definitely need to make a shield to go harvest wheat seeds in the cave, and not be afraid that I will be killed by another skeleton that spawns here every second. So now, very quickly, I need to dig up iron and coal and start making my first armor and sword. I was lucky enough to find a cave that had a whole bunch of iron, gold, and other useful resources that would allow me to become stronger and start wresting my cave from the hands of evil monsters. I feel so sad at the thought that there is no sunshine here. No rain here, no sky here. It's a constant life amongst rocks and underground rivers. Tons of monsters and dangers at every corner. It's so sad. In the meantime, I am mining coal, iron, and all the resources that come my way so that I can grab the thread of development as quickly as possible. I think that the first 10 days are the most important in my survival. Because I have to survive without things, get food, make a house, weapons, I have nothing, and I have to overcome deadly difficulties to survive. To tell you the truth, I'm making this video for the third time, because the first 2 times I died without milking until the 5th day. I hope this time I won't die. Otherwise, I'll get discouraged and stop playing Minecraft Cave World only. I finally got my first diamonds. I need to find another one and I can make a diamond pickaxe, but I don't have time for that right now. I need to make iron armor, get wheat seeds and start building my kingdom. I really like Gnome Kingdom, so I will be building something in their style. In fact, live 100 days as a gnome because their life consists of eternal battles, crafting and mining. So if it pleases you, today I'm a dwarf. Right now, I'm starting to clear the land for my future gnome kingdom. I hate the deep cobblestone that takes twice as long to break as regular stone, but it is prettier and will make exactly what I wanted. A real gnome kingdom. I also want to make a forge and become a real blacksmith, but now I will make a wheat farm to feed myself for the next 90 days of survival. By the way, friends, do not forget to put likes and subscribe to my channel. I will be glad to all new subscribers. There will be many more new videos soon. I quickly make a bucket, draw water, and make a farm. In the future, the farm will be bigger. But now this size will be enough. I think at first any farm will do. I also decided to gather more resources to finish myself an iron set of armor and a shield that will protect me from arrows that so often fly at me from the darkness, as well as mining the precious earth that just can't be found in my cave on the lower levels. Now I'm completely ready to make a farm and I'm coming home. Right after that, I'll start building a kingdom and setting up my forge. Since I am in a cave, wheat can't just grow. I will have to make additional light sources so that I can plant wheat. Now I start to clear the walls to increase the size of my farm and make the room more spacious. By the way, in the future I will grow not only wheat but also carrots and potatoes, watermelons and pumpkins, but for this I need to find the necessary seeds. In the near future, I plan to build a railroad, which will help me move faster through the caves, save time and food, as well as allow me to safely bypass all enemies and get to different places faster than usual. Plus, I've been wanting to build a railroad for a long time because I've been surviving in caves for 100 days, and what normal cave doesn't have a wagon and rails? So while I'm making the farm, I'm melting gold on the clock to keep track of time, and I also want to make accelerating rails on red dust. I get some more diamonds and finally find what I've been looking for. It's a cave spider spawner. I need a spider web to make a fishing rod, a bow, a bed, and a crossbow. As you can see, this is a very important find for me, and it will help me a lot in my survival. So even though I have no food and I'm dead, I can't lose this chance and not look in this cave. Otherwise, this opportunity may not come up again. In my caves, mobs will spawn all the time. So I will return home and start to light up the area with torches to reduce their number of spawning near my house and to protect myself. So sooner or later, I will light up the entire area near my house and will be able to completely get rid of all the aggressive monsters in the area. And then my world will be at least a little kinder to me and probably will not even try to kill me. In the future, I will need an enchanting pot for my armor and weapons, but I haven't figured out how to make it yet because there is no leather or paper in this world, or at least it is much harder to get it than in the normal world. So survival in caves is much harder than simple survival in the normal world. In this cave, there were a lot of spiders and I had a little difficulty. I had very little food and no normal weapons. So to fight off the cave spiders was very problematic, but I tried to beat out of them as much as possible threads and stay here more time. Because of desperation, I started to eat the eyes of spiders, but it actually did not help me much. Because the spiders poisoned me a lot, I had to retreat. I got enough threads. I have enough for everything I need, and I decided to get some wood in this cave. Now I have a shortage of wood, so I can take boards from an abandoned mine. I don't think anyone will mind. I decided to make a stone axe so that it would go faster and I wouldn't have to dig with my hands. So let's start mining all these planks, hoping that this cave doesn't collapse on my head. Finally, when I get home, I will be able to create a diamond pickaxe, and I will be able to build my kingdom out of dark stone faster. For now, I need to melt everything down and start clearing the area for the future castle. Look how well I put the stoves near the lava. It looks like a real forge with a smelter. It gave me the main idea to build my house. I think soon there will be a very beautiful kingdom with a lot of cool and beautiful things. I create myself a chest and some more stoves to melt metals faster. Well, as a fishing rod and a bow, with a fishing rod, I will be able to fish and get more food. I do not know if I can fish in the cave, but hopefully yes. In the meantime, it is already the 12th day of survival, and I finally start to make my house. I think that at least 5 days will take to calculate the areas and build the basic framework of my house. And then it remains only to finalize it and make the railroad. I think I will be able to do everything before 21 days of my survival in this hardcore world. Now I have nothing left to do but build a house because I don't have any food except glowberries, and they are not very nourishing. I can't go anywhere, so I have to wait until my farm grows crops and I can bake bread. Only then I can go traveling further in my world, only cave. It's hard to break this black stone. Even with a diamond pickaxe, it takes a long time to break and it makes it hard and slow to build my kingdom, but this stone is very beautiful. So I'll take my time and dig as much of it as I need to build everything according to my design. So for now, I'm tidying up my area, building steps, fixing the lava fountain and improving some details to make my house look perfect. I think I might start building the railroad as soon as I finish building the house because I need to get enough food before I go anywhere anyway. So if I still haven't got enough food by the time I finish building the house, I'll start building the house. I'll start building the railroad, but I need to get a lot more iron for the rails, but I think I know where I could borrow some. Remember the abandoned mine? I think there's a lot of rails there that nobody wants and I could go and get them for free. Now, we need to completely remove all the andesite, remove all the unnecessary rocks, and completely clear the area to build my house. I thought it would be faster, and apparently I was wrong, and in this cave I will have to spend a lot of time and break a lot of picks to make this rock a full-fledged giant castle. To be honest, I am a little tired, but I think that soon things will go faster when I start to build and not break. I hope my kingdom will turn out to be really very cool. Now my house looks like this. I will show all the stages of changing and improving it, so watch the video to the end and do not rewind. In a few days, I will show you the result of my work, and you will be amazed. Also, very soon there will be a railroad that I wanted to build in my kingdom for a long time. As soon as I entered the world of caves, the first thing that came to my mind that I have to build the coolest railroad in the world, as well as I plan to build the biggest railroad in the world. Right now, you can see the final stage of clearing the area, and right now, I am starting to build the steps, walls, floor, and ceiling. I need patience and coffee while I make this giant house. Now I will finish these stones and go to harvest my crops. I think at least something should have grown in my vegetable garden by now. Unfortunately, my garden has not yielded yet, but I found some iron, and by the way, my house already looks not bad, although it's just the beginning of my work, but it's already getting good. I made steps to the second floor of my cave, so that if I need resources from the upper caves, I can easily get there on these steps. My house is starting to look like a house, not a regular cave, and I'm very happy about it. Finally, as promised, I'm showing you how my house looks now. It's been almost 20 days, and I'm happy with the result. I already have a roof over my head. I have a vegetable garden, a balcony, a smelter, and even a bed. I'm slowly starting to prepare the rails that would lay them along the entire cave. There's not much left before I start building it. I would like you to write in the comments what kind of survival you would like to see on my channel. I will implement any of your ideas if it will get a lot of likes on the comments. So write in the comments ideas and like those that you like. Well, I continue to build a house and tear down unnecessary walls to build new ones from polished deep stone. This house is really becoming like something worthwhile. I hope that soon I will be able to finish it. Suddenly, 3 Endermen came to visit me. In this situation, I am very weak to defeat at least one of them. I have no normal weapons, no armor, and I understand that if I engage them in direct combat, I will most likely die and my survival will end. So I try to hide from them and come up with a plan. At first I thought they would leave and I would be alone, but they started collecting blocks right outside my house, and I realized I had to fight them off. I took a bucket of water and decided to pour it in the corner of my house. They are afraid of water and can't come near me, and I can hit them from a distance. This plan worked, and I started killing one by one the thieves who wanted to dismantle my house. Thank God I had a bucket of water. I started baiting them one by one and killing them standing in the water, as I thought they just stood there and looked at me while I killed them. Mission accomplished, and I freed my house. Now I can continue building and prevent this from happening again. I urgently need to build a gate so the monsters won't bother me anymore. I have expanded my farm a bit and planted more wheat in order to produce more bread and never go hungry. Then I continue to build the walls of my wonderful castle. No one will stop me from finishing it. I am very glad that I kicked the Endermans out of my house. Now I feel better than ever. I am full of confidence and strength. I've lit up my whole house with torches so that monsters don't come in and spawn. Sorted my stuff, and I've decided to improve my balcony a bit. I decided to improve my balcony a little. For this, I will need to make a lot of bricks. And also, finally, the moment has come when I can start building my railroad. For this, I will need to prepare a place for it. But first, I will take care of the balcony and properly decorate it with bricks. That's better. I think the brick looks very nice in my house, and now I'm going to make the rails for my railroad. I've come up with a layout, and it will look like this. The first point of my railroad will start at my house, and the second point at the bottom of my house. They will be connected by one route and will always lead to my house, so I can get on the railroad car, go where I need to go, and get off at the stop, and the railroad car will go back to my house and wait for me, and I will have a second railroad car in my inventory. So if I want to go home, I will put it on and go straight to my castle. I make ordinary iron rails and rails on the red dust that will speed up my wagon. While I was laying the rails, I got two clowns, Skeleton and Creeper. The Skeleton constantly tried to shoot at me, but to his regret hit the Creeper. Each time the arrow flew right into his green friend. In the end, fell out a plate that I successfully forgot to pick up, but it does not matter. I went to the lake and saw their axolotl. I took him in a bucket and decided to make a cozy room for him in his kingdom. You need to populate it with someone, so I decided that he will be my first friend. I decided to dig room in it to make a lake and a lot of vegetation that he would feel comfortable, and the move did not affect his life, however. In the future with him will happen something not very pleasant, but you will see it a little later. But for now, this is the room he will have. I think he will be comfortable to live in it, although not for a long time. This room turned out to be almost perfect. I just need to add a few details so that everything would be nice and cozy for my aquatic friend. I think it would not hurt to put a couple of bushes here and hang glowing berries, as well as add a couple of these details. Now I like this room even more. I think he will like it too. I also think I should put a wooden door in here, just in case no one comes in to see my axolotl and he doesn't decide to run away from my castle. Although I think he likes my conditions better than living in the wilderness with zombies and creepers. I hope so at least. Otherwise, it would be very sad. I think I need to go get more rails and resources for them. I just don't have enough of my resources for even half of what I have planned. I decided to run around the caves, as much as my armor allows me to walk around and not be afraid of monsters. I'm going to look for abandoned caves, mines. I also hope to collect more diamonds, gold, iron, and redstone. During these few days, I really found quite a lot of resources. Wandered through different caves and found a lot of interesting things. Managed to fight with monsters and even a couple of times almost died. It would be a shame given that I have already lived 23 days. But I all managed to survive, and I am very happy about it. I hope you are still watching this video and support me, because without you, I would not have succeeded. It's true. Thank you so much, and don't forget the like and subscribe button. The days are quietly passing, and I haven't done anything global. So as soon as I get back from this cave and do all my little things and fill my needs, I'm gonna go looking for a whole bunch of obsidian. To be exact, I need over 200 pieces to build the biggest portal to hell in the world. Only caves in Minecraft Hardcore. I have collected a lot of rails from the abandoned caves, so it will be easy for me to complete my railroad when I return home. Plus, I have collected a lot of iron, gold, and redstone. So I am sure that soon we will ride on my finished railroad. How long I have been going to this, I hope I will not disappoint you. I think it's time to go home. I've gathered quite a lot of resources and I'm out of food, and I'm afraid I won't last long without food. I came home and decided to quickly harvest my crops and plant seeds in places where the field is empty, and also brought a new friend for my axolotl. To my great regret, they are not friends and even managed to fight. So I will only have one axolotl, but I'm not too worried about it. I just didn't realize that axolotls fight over territory and that only one of them would survive. But what's done is done, and it's too late for regrets. So let's pack up and move on. We have a lot of cool stuff to do, so let's go do it quickly or we won't have time to do everything I have planned in 100 days. I put all my ore to smelt and go to finish my railroad, but I decided to increase the scale of my railroad a little bit, and now I'm not sure again if I have enough resources to finish it or not. Let's hope. I hope that everything goes well, and the resources that I got in the cave in a couple of days will be enough, or I'll just start going crazy. I've spent so much time and effort on this project and I can't finish it for various reasons. I'm starting to believe that my railroad is cursed. I hope it's not true. I'll have to build the stairs all the way to the bottom and then build the railroad. I think it will take quite a long time. It's not the easiest job, but once I start doing it, I have to finish it. Otherwise, why did I start and plan all this? But in general, for 27 days, I got used to the caves and slowly start to feel comfortable here. I even like the vibe I get when I survive in such conditions. I really started to feel like some old dwarf blacksmith, but I don't have enough dwarves in a tavern with a spruce to be a real dwarf king. But I think that someday there will be dwarves in Minecraft, and then I'll make a new part where I'll sit on the throne of a dwarf king and rule a whole bunch of treacherous dwarves. But that's just my sick fantasy. Well, here's the first problem. I cannot switch the railroad as I need, and therefore will have to change the original plan and do a little differently. But I'm not too upset, actually. So perhaps it will be even better, because if there will be two cars, they will not collide with each other, and I can safely leave them right on the railroad and then pick them up when I return home. So I will not constantly lose my carriages somewhere on the railroad tracks, and everything will be fine. Now I just need to lay all my railroad along those places in the cave that I need, that the stops would be as convenient as possible, and most importantly, that I could leave my carriages and they would come back to my home. I will need a lot of time for this. I hope I will not spend another 10 days on it, because I still need to build the biggest portal to hell and kill the dragon of the Edgenvarden. I came back home to make some more iron and gold rails, because what I have is not enough, so it's better to make more of them, so I don't have to come home 10 times, and I'll harvest the crops that have grown while I was away, make some food, and I can go on to make my giant railroad, which is more like a roller coaster and very crazy. Everyone's trying to stop me from finishing my railroad soon. That damn spider tried to throw me down, but he didn't succeed. Not this time, Spider-Man. I kept making my rails until they were done. Later, I went home to make more rails and came back to finish it. As it turns out, I need a lot more rails than I originally thought, so I'm gonna have to sweat to finish it. I'm taking all the melted gold and iron from the furnaces I left there earlier and making more rails to finish the road, and I'm finally getting back to making the railroad. It's 70. Complete, so the hardest part is behind me. I'm going to put gold rails every 10 blocks, but in the future I plan to replace all the rails with gold ones. I just don't have enough resources for that right now. I start to build a descent. Just there will be the junction of my two roads and get a big ring on which my wagons will ride and return home. But on the way, I met a witch who decided to stop me. Once again, this cursed world of caves does not let me do what I planned, and I have to retreat. The witch poisoned me, so I have no chance of surviving. I have no food, and I decide to go home again. I've come up with a great way to replenish my hunger, but I need a lot of gold and carrots. Yes, that's right. Gold carrots will replenish a lot of hunger, and I can save time harvesting wheat. So this is the best option for me. I just need to grow enough carrots. And now I need to go home and quickly, before the witch threw a potion of harm at me, and I did not lose my world. I will make more food, prepare more reels and blocks, and go on the last run. I will finish the railroad and finally be free. I plan to go to hell that would get their ancient orphanage, armor and weapons, as well as I need to find the infernal growth, because in the future I plan to resurrect the zombie inhabitant. It would not hurt me in my kingdom. But for now, I want to test my railroad and ride it home. And by the way, it is very convenient, for example, when I have no food and I run very slowly and in general. Probably Until the end of the survival, I will not stop praising the railroad. Probably, it is one of the best solutions in my survival. Although it is very difficult to build it surviving in a cave where a lot of mobs, and here I came home and my golden axolotl somewhere missing. Apparently they fought and one killed the other.